It's midnight. Rain hammers the pavement. Streetlights flicker in uneven pulses. Somewhere, a siren wails, faint, distant. In a quiet suburban home, a single desk lamp glows. Papers are scattered. A laptop hums softly. The screen reflects the eyes of a solitary teacher, scanning lines of code and encrypted messages. Her fingers pause over the keyboard. She's not a spy, not a hacker, not trained for this, and yet, tonight she has found something that will make governments shift in their chairs. Something that wasn't meant for her eyes. A ping echoes from the computer. One file opens, then another. Shadows stretch across the walls. Outside, the storm intensifies. The teacher leans back, staring at the blinking cursor. Whoever built this didn't expect anyone to notice. Whoever built this didn't expect her. And now, someone is watching. She doesn't know it yet, but what she has uncovered isn't just data. It's a window into a hidden web of control, global, silent, omnipresent. The screen flashes again. A line of text appears. "We know you're there." She freezes. The rain outside turns into a roar. The room goes cold. And that's when she understands. The world is never truly private. And she may have just pulled back the curtain. The teacher's hand hovers over the keyboard. One wrong move and everything could vanish. Or worse. By day, she's ordinary. A high school teacher in a sleepy town. Chalk dust on her fingers. The faint scent of coffee in her classroom. Students chatter. Lockers slam. Life moves in predictable rhythms. But beneath the routine, she notices patterns. A student's strange question. A parent's nervous glance. An unexplained email. Small things that don't make sense. Yet, outside, the world seems calm. The sun sets behind brick buildings. Birds settle in the trees. But in the hidden corners of the internet, something else stirs. Something immense. Something that touches everyone, though no one knows it yet. She likes order, rules, logic. Teaching math, history, literature, each subject a way to understand the world. But tonight, her curiosity pulls her past the lines she thought she could not cross. A server in a distant country blinks quietly. Encrypted traffic flows silently. Shadows on the walls of her bedroom seem to twist unnaturally. And for the first time, she senses it. The world is more connected, more watched, more fragile than she had ever imagined. She isn't sure what she's looking for. She only knows that what she has found doesn't belong in anyone's hands. Not governments, not corporations, not her. And yet, some part of her knows she has to keep looking. Outside her window, the street is empty, but a car engine rumbles softly just beyond the corner of her street. Someone is here, watching, waiting. It begins with a message. Not in her inbox, not on her phone. Something older. A flash drive left on her desk. Anonymous. No note, no signature. Just a small black rectangle of metal and plastic. Curiosity wins. She plugs it into her laptop. At first, it seems random, a jumble of files. Spreadsheets, coded logs, fragments of text in unfamiliar languages. Nothing makes sense. But slowly, patterns emerge. Location markers, timestamps, surveillance logs. Faces caught in the street, tagged with numbers. Connections drawn between names she's never heard and institutions she's never imagined. And then, the first shock. She recognizes one of the faces. Not a student, not a colleague. her own town librarian, a casual neighbor. The lines between normal life and hidden networks blur instantly. She tries to close the files, to walk away, but a single folder keeps opening, labeled simply, "Everyone." The screen flickers. Her laptop hums strangely, almost alive. The logs are growing, even now. Every second, more data streams in. And in the corner of her screen, a blinking cursor seems to watch her back. She doesn't understand it yet, doesn't understand the scale, doesn't understand the danger. But she feels it in her chest. Something enormous is happening. Something that has been hidden for decades. And somehow, by accident or design, it has found her. A sudden ping interrupts her focus. An email from an address that doesn't exist. One line reads, "You shouldn't have seen this." They're coming. Her hands tremble, and for the first time, she truly fears she might be in over her head. She can't ignore it. She shouldn't. But the teacher in her, the one trained to solve problems, connect dots, kicks in. She starts tracing the files, names, locations, numbers. At first, it's like untangling a knot. Then the pattern becomes clear. This isn't random. This is organized, systematic, global. Every file she opens feels like a step deeper into a maze. Security footage from airports, metadata from phone calls she's never made, financial records tied to people she's never met, and always the same subtle signature, a symbol she can't place. Her nights vanish. The glow of the laptop becomes the only light. The hum of the computer replaces sleep. She starts noticing shadows. A man lingering too long by the school gates. A car parked across the street for hours. At first, she convinces herself it's coincidence. Then the emails come. Short, cryptic, threatening. "Stop digging or you vanish." She doesn't stop. She can't. Every new discovery brings a sick thrill and a paralyzing fear. The data points converge. Patterns that should never exist. People, places, private lives, all mapped, monitored, manipulated. A silent network watching everything. She reaches out to a colleague, someone she trusts. Carefully, subtly, they advise caution, but she pushes anyway. She tests small anomalies, probes digital gaps, and that's when the first contact happens. Not friendly, not human. A voice over a secure line.
"We know what you're doing. You will regret it."
She freezes. The files on her screen shimmer. Something is moving. Not her hand, not the cursor. Something else. Watching, waiting. Her heart races. Her rational mind fights panic. Every decision now feels like a gamble. One misstep, one wrong click, and everything she knows, her life, her safety, her world, could vanish. And yet she knows she has to continue, because the deeper she digs, the more she understands the scale of what she stumbled into. Her computer emits a sudden chime. A new folder appears on her desktop, labeled simply, "The Teacher." A single thought crosses her mind. They know my name. The folder sits on her desktop. She hesitates. One hand hovers over the mouse. The other clenches her coffee mug until the ceramic cracks. She knows the risks. She also knows she can't turn back now. She opens it. Files. Hundreds. Thousands. Each one a thread in a web she never imagined. Names. Faces. Phone calls, private messages, all stitched together with precision. Locations pinged in real time. Movements tracked. Habits analyzed. Every corner of her city, her country, the globe cataloged. It's a surveillance network unlike anything public records or whispers have ever hinted at. Not Prism, not Echelon. Something older, hidden, smarter, almost alive. She begins mapping it. Patterns emerge. High-ranking officials, CEOs, journalists, monitored. Even her colleagues, their daily routines, their personal lives, their secrets, all feeding into a single, invisible machine. And then she notices something chilling. A single, recurring file tag embedded in the metadata of almost every record. Her own school district, her own classroom, her own students. She steps back from the screen. The room feels smaller, walls closing in. A low hum vibrates through the floor. Not the computer, something else, somewhere close, or maybe just her mind reacting. Her phone buzzes, a message, no sender, no number, just 3 words: "We see you." A cold sweat runs down her spine. She realizes she's no longer just a passive observer. She has become part of the network's map, and yet she cannot stop. In the middle of her panic, a discovery cuts through the fear, a line of code buried in the surveillance files. It's a vulnerability, a backdoor, carefully hidden, probably placed by someone like her long ago, a teacher, a whistleblower, someone who knew the system needed an exit. Her pulse quickens. She could expose it. She could unravel it. But every action risks detection. Every click could trigger consequences she cannot imagine. She leans back, staring at the ceiling, breathing shallow. A single truth settles in her mind. This network is bigger than governments, bigger than corporations, bigger than anything she has ever faced. And it's watching, always watching. She hears a faint knock at the door, quiet, hesitant. Someone is outside, but when she checks, no one is there. She sits in silence, staring at the lines of code, the maps, the files. The room feels colder now, shadows stretching across the walls. Outside, rain taps against the window like a metronome, each drop a reminder that time is slipping. Who built this, and why? Theories swirl in her mind. Some say it's a private consortium, powerful enough to rival nations. Others whisper of rogue intelligence factions, operating beyond oversight, beyond accountability. Some even suggest something darker, something almost philosophical, that surveillance itself has become its own entity, self-sustaining, growing, learning, adapting. She begins documenting her thoughts. The psychological patterns are staggering. The network isn't just gathering information, it predicts behavior. It nudges decisions. It anticipates rebellion before it arises. She realizes knowledge alone is no shield. Awareness may be the first step, but it is also the most dangerous. She thinks of her students, her friends, her family. Are they already within its reach? The weight of responsibility presses down, and yet there's fascination too. The scale, the intelligence, the audacity of it all. Somewhere in her mind, a voice whispers, "The greatest power is knowing what others cannot." She also senses the human element behind the code. Whoever built this network, they left traces, fingerprints of ethics, hesitation, maybe even guilt. Was it a teacher, a coder, someone who wanted to protect or control? She begins connecting the dots, patterns of access, anomalies in timing, repeated data trails. It's like a puzzle designed to be unsolvable, yet deliberately offering a breadcrumb trail. Someone or something wants to be found, but the path is perilous, and every step she takes could set off alarms. Her screen flashes, a message in plain text. Curiosity has its price. Are you ready to pay? She stares, fingers trembling. She knows the next move will change everything. The screens go dark. The files are secured, or at least she hopes they are. Outside, the city hums obliviously, unaware that a hidden network of unimaginable scale just brushed against a single human life. No one thanks her. No one knows. She's invisible now, a ghost moving among the living. News headlines hint at anomalies, strange system outages, unexplained data leaks. Nothing concrete, just whispers in the press, fleeting mentions in forums. But she knows the truth is far larger than anyone will admit. She tries to return to normal. Coffee in the morning, chalk on her fingers, quiet walks after school. But every notification ping makes her flinch. Every unfamiliar shadow makes her pause. She has seen too much, knows too much, and she understands something critical. Knowledge can never be contained. Who else is watching? Who else knows what she knows? The network didn't vanish when she shut her laptop. It continues to grow. Silent, invisible, omnipresent. Some nights, she dreams of corridors lined with servers that stretch endlessly, glowing faintly in the dark. Endless corridors, endless eyes, endless whispers. And in the center, a question echoing again and again. How far would you go to expose the truth and survive it? She leaves a breadcrumb, a note, a hidden file. Maybe someone else will find it. Maybe they will understand. Maybe they will not. The city sleeps unaware. The network waits. And somewhere, in the quiet, She smiles, or maybe she shivers. The story isn't over, not even close.